Hi guys, welcome to the Liberty Bunker. We did the video this morning on the last battle of Brexit, how the Remainers would use coronavirus to extend the Brexit transitional period beyond the 31st of December this year. It turns out the Remainers, or the Rejoiners, may have won that battle without a single shot being fired. This is pretty much a breaking one coming from the Telegraph website. UK prepares to seek Brexit transition extension as coronavirus crisis grows. Let's take a closer look at this one. Detailed Brexit trade negotiations planned for this week were cancelled on Monday, with government sources indicating that the UK is preparing the ground to seek a mutually agreed extension to the talks in the coming weeks. As the coronavirus deepened, senior Whitehall sources also confirmed that the civil servants who had been working on Brexit no-deal preparations were being actively redeployed into virus crisis management. Although a final decision has yet to be made by Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, the Telegraph understands from a highly placed sources that the government accepts it will need to seek an extension before the June deadline expires. Boris Johnson, do or die, dead in a ditch. They're all the same. Let's continue reading. The transition period ends on December 31st, 2020. This is enshrined in UK law. A Downing Street source said it was totally untrue, that an extension was under consideration and no conversations have taken place about it. However, a source familiar with the UK thinking said a decision to seek an extension was likely to come fairly quickly following the sharing of two drafts, which would highlight the fundamental differences that remained between the sides. Well, WTO is still an option. We could just WTO. But Boris Johnson was never serious about WTOing. We'll continue reading. With coronavirus pressures building fast, the UK source with knowledge of the new political thinking said the expectation was that the British request to extend would emerge sooner rather than later. So we're not going to probably have to wait that long for this one. Senior Whitehall sources said the scale of the civil service redeployment was still in flux, but confirmed that two director generals, one grade below permanent secretary, had already been moved from Brexit to COVID-19 duties. The source added the cabinet committee covering both EU and other global trade deals had been paused because all ministers were focusing on the virus. Boris Johnson, do or die, dead in a ditch, extend for no reason. I mean, yeah, COVID-19, coronavirus, I've said it now so this video is demonetized, was a black swan. No one saw it coming. But I don't know, man. You could just WTO. It's going to be 4 years. In a couple of months, it'll be 4 years since the vote. I don't know. I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, it's just no surprise to me. I mean, it's not been confirmed. It's not concrete. But the Telegraph is pretty accurate on this stuff. I mean, it's the Tory graph, right? They're unlikely to say it. Their sources probably will be well placed within the civil service, within the government, and it's likely that it is true. I think it's just an interesting one. We did the video this morning. I thought it was going to take a little bit more infighting. I thought we'd need a little bit more coronavirus pressure building up. I certainly thought the Remainers, the David Lammies of the world, would have to be stoking up a bit more fear to allow it. It looks like Boris Johnson, do or die, dead in the ditch. Stonewall Boris has crumbled at the first hurdle. I mean, maybe this is just a ruse. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's fourth dimensional chess, and they'll pull something amazing out the bag. But then we thought that could happen on the 31st of October, and they folded like very foldable things. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. How is this one playing out? What are your thoughts and opinions on do or die, dead and ditch Boris Johnson? I mean, I couldn't vote Tory in the general election. I just thought I've been let down too many times. All this hard talk, heard it too many times from various Tory prime ministers, from various Tory MPs. I mean, there's a few good Tory MPs out there, I won't deny, but the majority, the 95%, are absolute bilge. I'm a small C conservative, and they're just conservative on paper. I want to vote for a proper centre-right political party, and unfortunately the Tory party isn't that. So, yeah, I mean, those of you that voted for Boris, what do you think about this? Folding like turkeys. Maybe they'll WTO. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. It's just more of an information broadcast, this one. I won't put too much spin on it, but that's just my thoughts and opinions for this video. I really want to hear your comments on this one, guys. It'd be fascinating to hear. Did you vote for Boris Johnson, and does this represent your vote? How long will we remain in the European Union, and how long will we still be paying billions? Was it about £1 billion a month? Money that could be spent on better things? Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say on this one. See you in the next video.